What's going on, guys? For Complex News, I'm Speedy Mormon. 21 Savage was taken into ICE custody Sunday in Atlanta. He was arrested during a sting targeting an undisclosed person. Fellow Atlanta rapper Young Nudy was also arrested on unrelated charges stemming from a warrant from 2 years ago, along with Slaughter Gang associate SG Tip. ICE claims that 21 Savage, aka Sha'Yaa Bin Abraham-Joseph, was born in the UK and has been living in the US illegally since his visa expired in 2006 when he was just 14 years old. There's been some confusion over when exactly 21 entered the United States, and his team has released a statement to clear things up, saying, Mr. Abraham-Joseph was born in the United Kingdom. Mr. Abraham-Joseph arrived legally in the United States at the age of 7 under an H-4 visa. He remained in the US until June 2005 when he departed for approximately 1 month to visit the UK. He returned to the United States under a valid H-4 visa on July 22, 2005. Mr. Abraham-Joseph has been continuously physically present in the US for almost 20 years, except for a brief visit abroad. Unfortunately, in 2006, Mr. Abraham-Joseph lost his legal status through no fault of his own. The statement also mentioned that 21 is eligible for bond. The Daily Mail has also obtained a photo of 21's 1992 birth certificate, which confirms that both he and his parents were born in London. ICE released a statement through spokesperson Brian Cox trying to explain why 21 was arrested in the first place. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement arrested unlawfully present United Kingdom national Sha'Yaa Bin Abraham-Joseph, aka 21 Savage, during a targeted operation with federal and local law enforcement partners early Sunday in Metro Atlanta. ICE also considers 21 to be a convicted felon. However, attorney Jacoby Hudson, who worked with 21 to get his 2014 drug conviction expunged, disputes ICE's claim. He's not a convicted felon, so they reported that wrong from their 2014 arrest. That arrest should be expunged. He has no felony convictions. As of now, ICE has placed 21 in removal proceedings before the federal immigration courts. Alright, here's the latest. The rapper is still in custody while his legal team and management try to get him out. Savage's co-manager shared an update on the situation Tuesday morning, explaining that the rapper is remaining hopeful but is currently in lockdown. Just got off phone with Savage. He is in lockdown for 23 hours of the day, no TV or any communication besides our 10-minute phone calls. Everything I've told him that has been happening made him happy and makes his time fly by. Thank you all for the support. There's also a petition going around directed at ICE Field Office Director Sean Gallagher to stop 21's deportation. 21's current attorney Charles H. Cuck said in a statement that the 26-year-old rapper's family, quote, overstayed their work visas and he was left without legal status through no fault of his own. Cuck also revealed that the rapper has a pending application from 2017 for a U visa, a non-immigrant visa for victims of crimes and their immediate family members who have suffered substantial mental or physical abuse while in the United States, and agree to cooperate with government officials in the investigation or prosecution of the criminal activity. According to TMZ, 21 Savage was shot during a 2013 incident where his best friend was murdered, an event that Cuck says, quote, severely affected him, both physically and mentally. Being a victim of this crime could potentially put 21 Savage in a position for permanent residence. Cuck believes ICE is trying to, quote, intimidate his client. This is a civil law violation, and the continued detention of Mr. Abraham-Joseph serves no other purpose than to unnecessarily punish him and try to intimidate him into giving up his right to fight to remain in the United States. Cuck added that his client's arrest is, quote, based upon incorrect information about prior criminal charges, because his aforementioned 2014 felony drug charge was expunged in September of 2018. He also believes 21 is neither a flight risk nor a threat to his community, given his public profile and philanthropic work. His 21 Savage bank account campaign promotes financial literacy among lower-income neighborhoods, and his ISSA back-to-school drive provides school supplies, haircuts, book bags, and uniforms to local Decatur youth free of charge. Complex spoke with a few immigration attorneys to get a better grasp of 21's situation. Sarah Telson, a senior staff attorney at the Immigrants' Rights and Advocacy Project in New York City, believes 21's pending U visa could be good for his case. Having a pending U is helpful. U visas are the most generous in terms of waiving any issues of deportability. In order to apply for a U visa, his legal team would have had to request for the conviction to be waived, unless his application was filed after the conviction was expunged. If the application is denied, 21 will likely face deportation. The relevance of 21's pending application in the eyes of ICE remains to be seen, but if it is denied, he will stay in his current position. Before, we weren't as concerned about the risk of clients applying for certain visas, but the government actually changed a pretty significant rule in the fall, where anyone who gets an application denied basically gets put into removal proceedings, which wasn't always the case. Telson also notes that ICE's enforcement was increased since President Trump was sworn in. So why now? Some may be wondering why 21's immigration status wasn't brought up in 2014 when he was convicted of a felony, but Attorney Telson explains, if you entered on a visa legally and you're not getting into any trouble, that's typically what the government had previously considered low priority. So those people were able to stay off the grid. Since he entered the country legally, 21's legal status may have been overlooked. Still, he has traveled internationally before and hasn't been flagged. Telson suggests that if 21 has been able to travel internationally, it's possible certain customs protocols aren't being followed. So what's next for 21 Savage? He will most likely go through removal proceedings in which he and his legal team must prove that not only is he not deportable, but also that he has some other means of relief, such as eligibility for a green card or another visa, likely the U visa that Cuck mentioned. Darren Smallcomb, a supervising immigration attorney based in San Diego, California, believes the rapper's fame can be used to his advantage. As a top entertainer and an internationally recognized talent, 21 Savage would be eligible to apply for permanent residence in the United States, also known as a green card. Potentially, if he can close removal proceedings, he could pursue this option to live in the US and ultimately seek citizenship. Michael Wilds, a former federal prosecutor and also one of the lawyers involved in 21 Savage's immigration matters, stated to Complex, "It is safe to say that 21 Savage serves as an exceptional role model for his many fans and should be given a fair shake when it comes to his immigration matters. We expect this to be settled but cannot provide any additional comment at this time without further authorization from his team." If 21's application is denied or things are otherwise not settled, he will face deportation. But Telson notes that the rules of deportation aren't applied equally across the board. If Justin Bieber was just one of my clients, he would have been deported years ago. Money can do a lot of things. 21 is still a black person, and I think that will not necessarily garner him any support. The reasons behind these laws aren't logical, they're racist. In the meantime, 21 will have to remain patient as this process sees itself through, but he has received support from U.S. Representative for Georgia's 4th Congressional District, Hank Johnson. According to Billboard, Representative Johnson worked with 21 Savage during his back-to-school drive last year and has sent a character letter to ICE in support of the rapper. Representative Johnson said that 21 is the primary breadwinner for most of his siblings and for his children. 21 has 3 sisters, 2 brothers, and 3 children, according to the letter. Representative Johnson also mentioned 21's philanthropic work, including the Life Community Develop Corporation, Back to School Block Party, and an anti-bullying campaign. I know Sha'Yaa to be a remarkable young man. He spends his time giving back to our community and has been living a life of paying it forward. I believe that it would be a serious hardship to Sha'Yaa's family and a loss for our community if he is not allowed bail so that he can be released from detention. It would be a loss to the Atlanta community since he has been a great part of facilitating and promoting the betterment of the youth in and around Atlanta. Here's a few artists that have dealt with similar situations to 21 Savage. For one, Slick Rick. In 1990, London-born rap legend Slick Rick went through something similar when he pled guilty to 2 counts of attempted murder, assault, use of a firearm, and criminal possession of a weapon, among other charges, and spent 5 years in jail. His criminal record came back to haunt him when he was detained by the Immigration and Naturalization Service after performing on a Caribbean cruise ship in 2001 and re-entering the U.S. through Florida. The rapper spent 17 months in prison until he was released in November of 2003. He was pardoned of his charges by New York Mayor David Paterson in 2008. MIA has dealt with visa issues for most of her career. In 2006, she was put on the U.S. Homeland Security risk list because of the politics in her music. All of her visa troubles during 2006 led to her having to record her sophomore album, Kala, in multiple locations around the world. MIA's visa was approved in October of 2016. Next up is Shyne. In August of 2009, after Shyne came home from the 10-year stretch he served for infamously shooting a gun in a nightclub to protect his then-label boss Puff Daddy and J-Lo, he was intercepted by ICE and deported to his native Belize. His estranged father, Dean Barrow, who happened to be the Prime Minister of Belize at the time, tried to get his son pardoned by writing a letter to the then New York Governor David Paterson to no avail. Keep it locked on our Complex News YouTube channel for more as the story continues to develop. For Complex News, I'm Speedy Mormon.